Open world games have faced significant criticism over the years, whether it's complaints of padding, bugs, or size for the sake of it. Yet so many titles have pushed the medium forward in so many incredible ways. Presentation, graphical fidelity, audio design, quest design, combat, you name it. While we await the next big evolution with bated breath, it's worth looking back on the history of open world gaming and its best offerings. So, without further ado, check out the 30 best open world games in history. Grand Theft Auto V. 3 protagonists, 3 regions, and utter chaos could sum up Grand Theft Auto V, Rockstar's last mainline title in the franchise. But underneath the glitz and glamour of Los Santos is an organic world, with living NPCs that go about their day and activities to embark on, from tennis to paparazzi. The strangers and freaks often lead one in completely unexpected directions. But the core drama and rapport between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor endures throughout. Red Dead Redemption 2. As a prequel to the first game, Red Dead Redemption 2's pacing is slow at the start. However, it's also deliberate. Each moment sinks in as the atmosphere and predicament of the Vanderlyn gang is laid bare. However, when the larger world opens up, it's a whirlwind of secrets, memorable side missions, and varying outcomes, random events, and a tragically charged tale. The term masterpiece is thrown around a lot, but in the open world space, few come close to the brilliance of Red Dead Redemption 2. Hogwarts Legacy. So you can't attend classes or follow a proper schedule in Hogwarts Legacy, and there's no Quidditch. But on the bright side, Portkey Games' recreation of the titular school of witchcraft and wizardry is absolutely true to its inspiration. From the speaking painting to the new common rooms of each house's dormitories, dark arts arenas, broom trials, and duels await, and with a fun magic system to rain down all manner of spells, Hogwarts Legacy is as close as fans will get to the Harry Potter experience. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Ghost of Tsushima is a gorgeous game with a vibrant world that still applies after all of these years. However, it's impressive how much of it isn't thrust upon you. Following the guiding wind, naturally uncover locations and points of interest, discover hot springs and bamboo strikes, or listen for rumors of local legends. The sheer variety of locales, from murky swamps and snow-covered fields to abundant grasslands, is also noteworthy, even as the threat of invasion hangs high. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII pulled out all of the stops within Rebirth's world, and the results are jaw-dropping. The sheer number of expanded locations from the original is something to behold, whether you're venturing to the Golden Saucer to perform Loveless or simply enjoying the scenery in Costa del Sol. Even when you're traversing lush, green plains and fighting monsters, Rebirth feels alive in ways that trump Remake. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Dogtown is pretty small compared to the rest of Night City, but even without considering Phantom Liberty's story, it feels like its own ecosystem. You have the EBM Petrochem station with its bustling black market, the Black Sapphire Club with its shady dealings, and all of the new activities like stealing cars for El Capitan, collecting airdrops, or the dungeon-esque increased criminal activity spots with unique bosses. That doesn't even account for all of the new weapons, cyberware, or relic tree upgrades to unlock. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's still fascinating how well The Witcher 3's story and quest design hold up after all of these years. The same goes for its world design. Arriving in Velen for the first time, exploring the streets of Novigrad, sailing out to the sheer expanse of the Skellige Isles. All of these feel like core memories, and the fact that there was so much to discover, from slaying monsters to finding gear from the other Witcher schools, made it all the worthwhile, even if the shortest fall resulted in broken knees when the game first launched. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Manhattan was already a bustling place in the first game, and while Marvel's Spider-Man 2 sees its return, a lot has changed. The additions of Queens and Brooklyn is notable enough, but the entire street blocks have changed, with new buildings and layouts. Of course, there are also new activities like Prowler stashes, Hunter bases, symbiote nests, Mysteriums, and more to discover alongside the usual crimes to stop. Once Human. Once Human attracted its fair share of players at launch, offering a unique post-apocalyptic world with horrendous deviations and a spread of intriguing locations. It's only improved since then, with new scenarios like The Way of Winter, with Onyx Tundra, Vena Fjord, and Ember Strand offering harsh locations ranging from sheer cold to blazing heat. Coupled with a solid base building, combat, and survival elements, it feels like a brand new experience. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. Stepping back into the Chernobyl exclusion zone about 15 years after Call of Pripyat, the visual difference is staggering. GSC Game World has extended the zone's size significantly while opening up familiar locations and allowing players more freedom. While A-Life 2.0 isn't working as intended, you can still discover unique anomalies, stalker stashes, and various factions. It may shine after several more updates, but the sandbox is definitely there and utterly gorgeous. Microsoft Flight Simulator. If Microsoft Flight Simulator's 2024 performance or other issues aren't doing it for you, its 2020 predecessor is still playable and quite excellent. The world's size is massive, with numerous handcrafted airports and fantastic scenic locations to explore. With all the aircraft added since launch, there's a lot to master as you journey through the skies. Sleeping Dogs. Perhaps dismissed as little more than a GTA clone at one point, Sleeping Dogs still boasts one of the most unique combos of open-world activities: combat, narrative, and characterization. Hong Kong is presented authentically, and each district offers a fair amount of thugs to beat up, karaoke to sing, and martial arts clubs to fight in. It may never see a sequel, but as an open-world title, it is still top-notch. Far Cry 6. All the complaints of open-world fatigue manifested when Far Cry 6 first launched, and its various issues didn't help. Nevertheless, it's improved significantly over time, making the sheer amount of stuff to do in Yara that much more compelling. Operations for Libertad, side quests, treasure hunts, customizing vehicles for mayhem, hunting wildlife, all of this and more await with the usual solid gunplay. Horizon Forbidden West. The Forbidden West was always touted as a dangerous region to explore in Horizon's lore, and hence the name. Aloy's adventure to the ruins of San Francisco cemented this, offering more dangerous machines to hunt. Yet there's a beauty to all of it, accentuated by the different tribes in the region with their unique settlements. The new cauldrons and activities like the arena, gauntlet runs, and hunting grounds. Having deeper skill trees and improved traversal methods also doesn't hurt. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Though it utilizes Breath of the Wild as its base, the Kingdom of Hyrule has undergone drastic changes. Between the Sky Islands and depths with its range of challenges and horror, or all of the new quests, dungeons, and tasks on the surface, there is a lot to do. Tears of the Kingdom also leans into letting players break the game, offering various tools to construct vehicles when you're not combining weapons or riding dragons. Forza Horizon 5. With all the incredible locations the Forza Horizon franchise has offered throughout the years, Mexico may very well be the best yet. Between all the different cars, events, races, barn finds, and changing seasons which open up new opportunities, driving into a sandstorm or taking in the sights of Arco de Cabo San Lucas, Uxmal, and more is simply the cherry on top. It also helps that everything counts towards the new accolades and your journey to reach the Hall of Fame. Death Stranding Director's Cut. A walking simulator taken to the nth degree? We'd expect nothing less from Kojima. Death Stranding's story offers enough substance to justify that setting, but wandering around the gorgeous fjords, delivering packages, and undertaking construction projects is strangely therapeutic. There are challenges to accept in terms of transporting goods while maintaining your balance and avoiding BTs, to say nothing of the plot's twists and turns. Yet the journey is what counts at the end of the day, and Death Stranding offers one unlike any other. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has come a long way since the pre-launch Breath of the Wild comparisons. It's added entirely new nations, new world bosses, dozens of new characters, and expanded on its epic story in unexpected directions. As players make their way to Snezhnaya, the final nation in Teyvat, Genshin Impact remains one of the biggest open-world games out there with some of the best combat and presentation values in the free-to-play market. No Man's Sky. Speaking of games with storied journeys, No Man's Sky continues to expand beyond what its initially procedurally generated universe had promised. Living ships, derelicts, pirate bases, fleet management, corrupted sentinels. The sheer amount of content added over time is impressive, even if you're not the type to jump between the endless stream of planets in search of adventure. Sea of Thieves. Between all the live service failures this year, it's nice that Sea of Thieves continues to thrive. Ignore the recent botched stealth update. The world and its waves are vibrant, hiding as much danger in the form of skeleton forts and monsters as abandoned islands and other players who may or may not be friendly. Complete quests for factions or embark on tall tales for more narrative-focused experiences. There's plenty on offer and much fun to be had. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. It's been over 13 years since the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim first launched, and it's still the game of choice for a dedicated player base. Mods play a large role in that, but Skyrim itself offers so much on its own. Between the different quests, dozens of dungeons, and unique faction quest lines, and maybe you'll see a dragon or two, fight some giants, unlock a new shout, or discover something completely unknown. With Community Shaders 1.0 now available, it's the perfect time to revisit Skyrim and take in its many stunning locations in a new light. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree. Your first steps in the Land of Shadow are to take a hit or two and remember what it was like entering the lands between. From there, you could venture to Bellurat Tower Settlement and meet the Dancing Lion, or intrude into Castle Insis, where the first real challenge, R'Lana, awaits. While the base game has its share of scary heights, Shadow of the Erdtree embraces the vertical design, hiding secrets and entire regions while challenging you to find them or die trying. And much like the base game, every discovery is rewarding in its own right. Dragon's Dogma 2. The world of Dragon's Dogma 2 is massive and divided into two key regions, Vermund and Batal. And while they offer their share of incredible sights and characters, happening upon places like the Sacred Arbor where the elves reside, requiring a pawn to translate their speech, is incredible. If you're lucky enough, you may even discover the giant Talos and engage in a pitched battle. Satisfactory. Optimization and efficiency is the name of the game in Coffee Stain Studios' long-awaited automation game. But so is exploration. Where else will you discover the new materials required to feed the space elevator? How else can you discover hydroelectricity and raise manufacturing tenfold without figuring out how to transport all the water from those lakes? The same goes for all the hostile creatures and dangerous caves with mysterious minerals. It's all going towards the factory at the end of the day, but what better excuse for building a network of trains? Fallout London. A team of modders recreating London in the Creation Engine is one task, but depicting its state in the post-nuclear world of Fallout 4, presenting numerous new factions, side quest chains, meaningful decisions, and dozens of voice characters with their own agendas. Fallout London has it all, with incredible attention to detail and a mystery that offers far more intriguing directions than simply finding your father or son. Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. Kamurocho and Yokohama's Isekai Ijincho district make a return, but Infinite Wealth also offers the brand new Honolulu City, which is absolutely massive. Being 3 times the size of Yakuza Like a Dragon is impressive enough, but there's plenty of quality content to enjoy as well. Even if you ignore Dondoko Island and its dedicated minigame, you'll still have numerous districts and parks to explore with playspots, dungeons, and powerful enemies to fight. Valheim. When it first landed in early access, Iron Gate Studios' Valheim took off, with players enraptured by this procedurally generated Norse fantasy world. Offering the action RPG sandbox formula that games like Terraria popularized, it brought forth its own compelling cooking, base building, and combat mechanics. Between gearing up, expanding your settlement, and battling bosses to unlock the next region before doing it all over again, Valheim is a challenging yet rewarding survival experience on an incredible scale. Days Gone. Despite the various issues at launch, Days Gone received praise for its open-world structure, whether it's completing missions for the settlements or getting into fights against hordes of zombies. Improvements and bug fixes are an understatement, but they truly help the world shine, bringing that feel of road tripping into a post-zombie apocalypse to light. The Forest. Sure, Sons of the Forest is bigger with more toys to play with and a greater challenge, but the Forest still has some charm. Perhaps it's because of the compelling narrative driving players to explore the island and comb into its depths to search for their son. Maybe it's the desire to learn more about mutants roaming the caves and how they came to be. Regardless, even those seeking a fun survival experience with co-op will find plenty to like. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. It's been over 9 years since Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain launched, but it's still one of the best stealth experiences available. Few others have matched its sandbox, with the range of lethal and non-lethal options giving rise to emergent gameplay that feels fresh throughout. Different infiltration options based on the time of day, soldiers reacting to your tactics, and much more make the world feel alive.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.